Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today, I just want to give some random thoughts about content creation as a business model. Now, the reason why I'm looking at that today, oh, by the way, apologies, I'm making today's recording in a parking lot. I have a meeting that I came way early for. So I figured I'd just chill in the car, make a recording, before I go upstairs. Anyway, so I was listening to the Honest Bunch podcast last night. It's one of these. It's definitely within the top three, maybe top five Nigerian podcasts. In case you haven't heard of it's a gist podcast. It's not a business podcast. Now I started listening to it back when Nedu Wazobia was on it because those of you who listen to the podcast, you know that I used to be based in Lagos for a while. So that's when I knew of Nedu Wazobia. And so of course, as the guy don't they grow, as the guy don't they progress, those of us who knew him from small. Not like I know him, you understand, but when he started his career. So because of that, my eye has always been wherever the guy is because I think he's doing great things. Anyway, so he used to be on this podcast with some other guys, four other people, and anyway, later on he left the podcast, so he's not there anymore. Just in case you go and check on his bunch podcast and you see that Nedu Wazobia is no longer there. So I think now is Daddy Freeze. I think he used to be with maybe like Cool FM or something. But sure, it's all the same radio family because I hear that Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, and all that. Heard it's all owned by the same guy, the same group. By the way, I think that's a brilliant business strategy. By the way, because this guy came into, I hear he's a Lebanese dude, not even a Nigerian. That he came into the radio space. Back when Nigeria was opening up, was liberalizing. After the military era, and so this guy started with Cool FM, and Cool FM popped. But Cool FM was kind of cool with like the middle class kids, that kind of thing. So eventually they're like, I know that they need to they need to appeal to the less affluent sides of the market, and then that's when Wazobia FM now came on the scene, and then but Cool FM was a how will I put it, was like music and entertainment, and so they figured, there's other segments of the market that they can capture, and so Nigeria Info now came up sort of like a business and political kind of station. So you see, as just one guy, you know, and he's able to use three, four radio stations to cover different segments of the market, and that's one of the reasons why the the radio stations in that family, Cool FM, Nigeria Info, Wazobia, blah blah blah. That's why that's valuable real estate because one guy they control different segments of the market. So whenever you're about to come into business, strategy. But they reason things well. So that was a good one. Anyway, where was I? So I was watching the Honest Bunch podcast last night, and they interviewed two big streamers in Nigeria, or rather, one big streamer and his sidekick, I'll be his business partner, I'll be how we go call him. And if you watch the episode, you know what I mean. So they interviewed them, Carter, Efe, and then Kolu last night. And okay, well, they didn't interview them last night, but last night was when I saw the episode. I started listening to it on the podcast, and man, those guys sounded, how will I say it? High, not Carter Efe. The guy is high octane, too much energy, too much juice. You understand? Guy sounds like a madman. And then Kolu, you can barely understand what Kolu is saying because I normally listen to my podcast at 2.5 speed. So I had to slow it down and I said, let me go and see the YouTube video. Uh, anyway, apart from that, the reason why I caught my fancy is because, first of all, I didn't know that live streaming is a thing in Nigeria. So I know that Nigerian influencers make a living from creating skits and content on Instagram, on TikTok, and uh, all those mediums. But I didn't know that Nigerians are now taking to Twitch. Twitch is a live streaming video platform. I always thought it was an Oyibo kind of thing, especially Americans. I didn't know that Nigerians don't they Twitch, don't they live stream. So that's why it was interesting for me because I get these kinds of questions all the time. People want to get into business and they say they want to be an influencer. And by the way, I've said it before, and just in case some of you did not hear it, let me say it again. I really do not think it is a good idea to say I want to come into business and then that the influencer angle where you want pursue, because it's hard. And for those of you who do not understand that the thing is hard, go and listen to the Honest Bunch podcast, the one where they interviewed Carter Efe and Kolu. Carter is Carter, and then of course Efe, the normal Efe, Efe, and then Kolu, Kolu. I don't know what that guy's real name is, but man, those guys are hopped up as if they're on drugs, always high, always. But go and watch it, because Carter Efe spoke about the value of showing up and staying in the game. About how sometimes the guy will be depressed because he's just he's making content, spending money on content. He says sometimes 700K on one shoot. But the thing is, he doesn't want the views to go down. Doesn't want the views to go down because, and see, this is the reason why I say it's a hard game. This whole influencer thing or whatnot, you're trying to garner an audience. The audience is the valuable asset. And it is when you garner the audience and you retain the audience that then you're going to be able to sell sponsorships, sell endorsements, sell advertisements, and things like that. And it's a hard game. The guy was talking about how sometimes even they depressed, just sitting down in his house, money is going out, money is going out, money is going out, money is not coming in because in they build audience. But luckily, the guy had some foresight because he was watching the industry. And by the way, whenever you're in an industry, keep your head up, keep looking around, try and see what's going on. So he was looking at the industry and he kind of figured out that live streaming, skit making, because he started off making skits on Instagram. He figured out that skit making was going to plateau. He decided to try out this new technology, which is live streaming. And he mentioned that trying to switch was hard because this guy was coming from a level where he used to put out content on Instagram and the guy would get hundreds of thousands of views average. Then some of his stuff will get millions. I think they even spoke of something like they did get like 10 million views or something. So the guy was really used to being somebody and used to having a certain threshold of visibility. But then he said that for his first live stream, what did he say? Is it 0? Is it 4? Or something like that. And then from 4, small, 94. From 94, 125. So, see, the reason why I want you to listen to this podcast episode, those of you who, you reach out to me, say you want to be influencer, go and listen to the episode with Carter Efe and Kolu on the Honest Bunch podcast. Right? Because, when I say sometimes, anyway, when I say these kinds of things, I think some of you think, I lack the credibility to say these sorts of things because, I know be influencer. I'm not in the circle. So it will help if you go and listen to somebody who is talking about this thing from the inside. So the guy in there on platform where they get steady hundreds of thousands of views on average, then once in a while something pop off and go get like 10 million views. So the guy get visibility. Confirm. In fact, one of the interviewers said that when the guy stopped making skits and then he started live streaming, the guy that was interviewing him, the guy said that he was confused. He said if a Carter, waiting the apple now, you don't they drop off. He saw that the future was streaming. Was willing to take a bet. And sometimes when you take a bet, it's one of these things, bet you can win, bet you can lose. Because when I tell people that me creating this podcast was a bet, some of you don't appreciate that. How will I put it? New technology seems to be coming along. Because this podcast, I've been on this podcast now for close to 7 years. Now, podcast is not exactly new technology per se, but Nigeria is not really a podcasting nation. So when I started this thing, even now, Nigerians don't really listen to podcasts. Not to talk of when I started my own podcast about 6.5 years ago. Anyway, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, now the point I was trying to make was that Carter Efe was coming from this place where every day, if you drop something, 500,000 views, 800,000 views, 900,000 views, 200,000 views, once in a while, 10 million views, 20 million views. And then he started off on a platform, and then on day 1, 0. Then from there, 4. Then from there, 94. Then after that, I think he said 120. And then something, he just chatted, gave his progress. There are a lot of people that give up. You say you want to be influencer, and then you start on day one, you get zero views, and then you vex, and then after 1 month you quit. Like, what were you expecting? Some of you want to be influencers, eh? But people are not coming at this thing from a realistic angle. Like, what are you expecting? I'm not making this stuff up. I mean, there's a lady who wanted to be a feminist influencer. Okay, I already made that podcast episode. I've been in touch with her, so I don't know how well she's doing. But people they reach out. They want to be influencer. Go and listen to the Honest Bunch podcast, the episode with Kata, Efe, and Kolu. Now, I'm not saying that I endorse those boys because, and by the way, for those of you who have kids, please don't listen to the episode with your children around because Kata, Efe, and Kolu, they spoke about some mature content. If you understand what I'm saying, sexual relations. What else? Sexual relations, some criminal behavior here and there, that kind of thing. And then plus, those boys are amped, seriously amped. They say that they don't take drugs, but man, those boys are, I don't know. I don't know. And they claim they don't take drugs. But sure, it's not something you watch in front of the kids because they talk about some things that kids should not hear. And then plus, for those of us who have boys, you do not want your boys to see those kind of guys. For those of us with boys, if your children grow up to be like that, I don't know. It will be. Anyway, I'm not making any comment on them, sure. But look, I respect the work ethic, and I respect the hustle. There's a lot that is involved. There's a lot that is involved. Those of you who want to be influencer, there's a lot that is involved. Level of creativity that you need on a daily basis to be maintaining that audience. There's a lot that is involved. You guys to have staying power or else you will not make it. That is one thing that he said that impressed me. And quite frankly, it's also something I was counting on. And now I'm beginning to see some growth from the podcast. Now I have about 4,300 and something subscribers. But it's just the value of staying there. So I believe that yes, Nigeria is not a podcasting nation, but I took a gamble. Okay, if Nigerians will start listening to podcasts soon. And I knew that at the end of the day, I don't even have to be the best. All I have to do is to be the most consistent because other people will drop off. They'll be lazy. So it was impressive to see another Nigerian who was taking a similar bet. So, Kata Efe, for him too, he knew he doesn't have to be the best. All he has to do is hang in there. Other people will drop off. As other people they drop off, the opportunity, for him and the ecosystem he's trying to set up, will increase. Staying power is involved. Those of you that want to be influencers, don't come and drop one video a week and then you say, oh, I'm tired. Tired of what? I admire the guy because, to be honest, I don't know if I can start a live stream. The live stream is going 1 hour, 2 hour, nobody don't show, but still I'll just stay there because, maybe one person will come. Man, that's guts. Honestly speaking, if I say I want to try a live stream, I had a live stream. 2 hours, nobody don't show. I will shut down the live stream and leave now. But the guy continue. Anyway, unfortunately, if you listen to that particular episode, that's one with Kata, Efe, and Kolu, you're not going to get a very concise strategy about how to build your business as an influencer. Because like I say, those boys, they're very amped up. So, plenty of shouting and, stuff like that. So if you're listening to the episode, you guys listen to the episode with a very cool mind, if you understand what I'm saying. So even though then they shout, you just listen with a cool mind and you try and be pulling out business insights from the stuff that they're saying because it was not a very focused business conversation. But for those of you who want to make it in the influencer industry, especially the influencer industry in Nigeria, I think listening to the Honest Bunch podcast, the one that had Kata Efe and Kolu on it, I think it's a nice sneak peek into what is required. Yeah, it's a nice sneak peek into what is required. Although I will beg you that for those of you who want to be in the influencer space, because they always seem to court controversy and drama and beef, and unfortunately with Kata Efe and Pella and a couple of them, those allegations of violence, guys, smashing each other's cars and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's a feature of the game, like, we want to be influencer, therefore we guys be outrageous, we have to show ourselves, so we go the trend, we'll be in the news, that kind of thing. Free publicity. But if you must be an influencer, I'm just honestly begging you, Stay away from that aspect of the industry because it helps your notoriety. But honestly speaking, I'm sorry, forgive me. Honestly speaking, this is the way me I look at it. Now, money we define, oh, it's just money. That's all. Oh. So to now put yourself in a situation where, like, you dey cruise your Benz, you dey enjoy yourself, you dey flex. Then all of a sudden, boys from nowhere, they go they break your windscreen, deflate your tires, something something. The guys from the other camp, another influencer camp, and then stuff like that. Like easy. Now money we dey find, it's just money. It's just money. So even if you want to enter this influencer thing, I beg, like, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. You never know. From bossing windscreen, you come outside, who are you? This, I mean, next thing they boss your head on top what? Because you want to be influencer. Anyway, listen to the Honest Bunch or watch it on YouTube, the Honest Bunch podcast, the one that they interviewed Kata Efe and Kolu. Learn what's involved in this whole business of being an influencer, and then watch it so that you can learn that, man, you need staying power, you need consistency. You know, the guy was showing up every day, whether audience day or audience no day. The guy, was hanging in there. They're able to monetize opportunities. Small, small, small. Learn when and how to make strategic bets. Like for him, he seems to be popping off. He was popping off on Instagram. You know, regularly getting videos, 10 million views, 20 million views, that kind of thing. But looking at the industry, retreating, taking a step back to say, look, this thing, the thing don't plateau onto live streaming. Anyway, just go and watch. Just go and watch the podcast on YouTube or listen to the podcast on wherever it is that you subscribe. But please, for those of you who reach out, who want to be influencers, because I've gotten, okay, there's the feminist lady who wants to be an influencer. Then okay, fashion influencers day. Then who again? There's somebody who reached out who wants to be an influencer, but she doesn't know what kind of influencer she wants to be. In fact, that one is even the worst. You want to be an influencer, you don't even have an idea of what kind of influencing you want to do. Sure. Just watch that episode, Kata Efe and Kolu. Listen to it because, honestly speaking, creating content looks like fun and it sounds like fun. You guys hear me over here and you think I'm having a blast, so it sounds like it's fun. But you guys forget that it's a business. Realize that it's a business. The successful ones know that it's a business. So the same thing with Kata Efe and Kolu. When they're doing outrageous things on live stream, they know it is a business. Hanging in there every day so that the views do not drop because they know it is a business. Engaging with the audience, cultivating the audience, making sure the audience grows because they know it is a business. Because if the audience know they, endorsements will not be there, gifts will not be there, advertisements would not be there, they know what they call them for shows, they know it is a business. Don't just look at, some people are beginning to get a profile and say, oh, this looks cool. No, it is a business. Realize it is a business. It's not just that, oh, you're getting the creative itch. It is a business, please. And then please, know this one, that staying power is a prerequisite. If you insist you must be influencer, it's not the kind of thing that you drop one video today, drop one video next week. No, 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 no. Staying power here is a prerequisite. Prerequisite means a necessary condition. Necessary condition means if you don't meet this thing, you never even start. If you don't believe me, if you will not listen to me, go and listen to Kata Efe and Kolu. Go and listen to the people who are building the kind of life that you want to live. Then hear from them what is involved. Then, apart from Kata Efe talking about depression and stuff like that, this is something that I hear in entrepreneurship in general, but especially among the creator class. Apparently there's some mental health issues that are involved. Like I understand, waking up, creating content every day, chasing attention and validation every day, then all this unnecessary beef up and down, you know. So I can understand if there might be some particular mental health challenges. So I've heard enough of these people talk about the mental health challenges. So I guess if you want to play in this space, in the influencer space, I would also recommend, you take your spiritual life very seriously, get in touch with God, and then also make sure that you know one or two mental health professionals on speed dial. People that you can go and see when the atmosphere is up. Somewhere you can go and see that will bring the temperature down. That'll help you refocus. You understand? So I still don't think, and it is my honest recommendation for anybody who reaches out to me, I still don't think you should bother with this whole influencer thing because, man, the thing is hard. There is easier ways to make money. But anyway, you don't care about my advice, no problem. You can still connect with me. Call me. Send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Yeah, I'm willing to help. Answer questions for free. But if you want me to walk with you step by step so that we can help you this your influencer career, evolve, as you they go, as you they grow, and no problem. We'll have to book a consulting session, whether hourly or weekly or daily or quarterly or whatever. But I'm going to answer one question for free. But let me be honest that before you even call me, 080-6466-2140. I'm just be honest with you. Before you really call me, the first thing I'll do is to try and dissuade you that look, instead of this influencer thing, what other skills, what other avenues, whatever, what other things do you have going on that we can make some money there? So I'm being honest with you. The first thing I'll do is try and dissuade you. But you want to be along for the ride? You want to do it? Sure, no problem. I'll answer a few questions. So, for those of you who want to be influencers, want to listen to the Honest Bunch podcast, Kata Efe and Kolu, that interview in particular. After that, look for other influencer interviews. Sorry about that. I'm just recovering from a cold. So go and look for other influencer interviews on the podcast as well. It'll give you a realistic idea about what it is that is involved in the influencer game. Now, for those of you who are regular listeners of the podcast, sorry today that I spoke about a topic that is not necessarily related to sales or business development. It's just that I saw this interview. A bunch of you are reaching out to me saying that you want to make a living being an influencer, and I just thought that this would be a helpful resource for those of you in that headspace to listen to. And then plus, that as a Nigerian podcaster, whenever I find a podcast that I think is cool, I come over here and I share for you guys. Usually I've only been talking about the business podcast, like the Afropolitan podcast, the NESG, that's the Nigerian Economic Summit Group podcast. Let's see, what else? The Money Show, that is from the CFA Society Nigeria. That is the Chartered Financial Analysts Society, Nigeria chapter. They have the Money Show. Then let's see, what else? So normally those are the kind of podcasts that I recommend over here. But these just podcasts, they're not bad. And The Honest Bunch, yeah, I would say it's definitely one of those podcasts you should listen to. So that's it. That's all for today. I'll catch you all some other time. Remember, if you'd love to connect, you can call me, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. I'll catch you all some other time.